The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Make sure that everybody understands and remembers that this show may contain testimonials. It's mainly for fun. You must be 18 at a minimum and blah, 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 blah. And the views and opinions connected belong solely to the individual user and blah, 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 blah. And without further ado, let me bring in the woman of the hour, Miss Katrina.
Oh, thank you so much, Kandi. I love how you do what I do. Blah, 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 blah. We are the only thing that we are to tell you is that please take a look at it by law. We know spiritually that that's not binding. And I love that you blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much, Kandi. I miss you girls so much.
We miss you as well, Katrina.
Oh, that I don't like that look. I'll go and do it back here. Florida, how are you guys doing? I got a lot of rain from that storm that came through.
I'm sure you probably got more than we did. We're under watch. I think they said until Friday sometime. I don't have anything to worry about though. We live on high ground. We're feet above sea level out here.
Yes.
We're on a plateau.
Okay. I'm in the woods and I got everything that I possibly need. I got like 80 gallons of gas to do my generator. So I'm cherry. The first thing I did was bring my plants in, and then I nailed down my new carport after the last hurricane. It turned into a pretzel. So I did what I could. It's kind of exciting doing it all by myself. It's kind of like you and it kind of reminds me of, did anybody see Castaway with one of my favorite actors? And you realize what you're capable of doing. And Kandi, you work for our services. You put your body on the line to its maximum to secure and be in ready mode for the United States of America. And so does my sons. That's a lot of pressure on a person. And, until you go through it, you're not really sure if you, at least not me, I would think I would jump in. And I did help a woman 2 days ago, 5 years ago, September 11th. That's how I lost my home. But you really don't know how you're going to jump in and react. I think as a human being, like being on the exit on an airplane. Mm-hmm. Would I really help them out? After what happened before, I think I would. But until you're in that situation and that stress.
Yep. And every situation is different and every stress level is different.
Yeah,
so each one going in, are you ready for this one? Are you ready for the next one?
I would think that would be double on the ones that are trained, because I'm still thinking there's no way to get away from that feeling. Are you ready?
No, it's with you all the time. Yeah, it's just part of who you are.
And that's what's going through both my sons. One has the responsibility of keeping our borders safe, but also having humanity of being a human being. I love that
Yeah.
he brings that to his work. I love that.
Yeah, that's important.
A lot in that position. I know it's going off topic, but there's a lot of pressure in doing your job and cutthroat of that's wrong, push them away. And I think that we need to get back to humanity. And I, for one, am proud that I have two sons that do put that first in hand for the people, and not just America, but people. And
Yeah.
that's a star quality, and I know you possess it. So it deep down, until we see what we're capable of and coming together as a, a species, would that be the right way to put it? I can't say
Maybe.
humanity, as a species, because it's all of you, everything, even the spirits that we're going to bring in today, talk about, because I labeled this as post updates. If you've had a reading with me, if you've listened to the readings, you know that those messages for you. And last night I had a reading with a woman. I've met her several years ago when I first started, and I don't remember yesterday's reading, but she gave me a lot of information. The only thing I need is a photo, but I know that when it's a very passionate to a person, I didn't want her to tell her I don't need to know that stuff, because she was just really mourning, I feel. You know what I mean? And so that put a lot of pressure on the reading for me, because she gave me so much. So I'm like, I wonder how much I will have left. But boy, oh boy, spirit never ends. And I love it. I mean, she contacted me at 11 some PM and gave post updates of where her son was, where her mother was at the time frame that we had this reading with her dad. And that is coexistence to its absolute finest. If I write down a time frame, that means I got a vision. It's got to be right now, or you were thinking about it. There's some coalition to it. And Kandi, I know that you, Valorie, she's in the background. Several of my forever friends have received an out of the blue message from me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes with clarity, and other things with just like, what the hell? But that's how I got it. And
Yep.
it was always in the right time. So I want everyone to know you are in tune too. Those timings are not, was I wishing it to happen, or did I just think about it? This is a show about letting you know that these are all real. All of it
Yep.
is. And once you open the awareness door, the possibilities are just awesome, just super duper awesome. So I do recognize a Mandy. I'm not sure if Colette has been a forever friend or not, but I know Mandy has. Colette was here first. I'm not sure if she's sharing one of her readings that she was blown away, but that's what I'm wanting to know. You're welcome to have one. Or also, what was that weird message that you got that just like, wow, last night, guys, I had a message written down, and I believe it said little white liar. Now, if you're human like me, the first thing I thought was it was funny and somebody else is indicating that they're telling little lies. No, it's the name of his famous race car. Isn't that like super cool? I mean, that's just like,
Well, that's like, and when you were down here the last time, you were saying something about you made the reference to Fruit Loop. You were talking about Valorie, but the lady you were doing the reading for, that was a nickname she had when she was younger as well.
My sons have been telling me this for a very long time, that I'll just talk. And we were on an investigation with the Kling brothers too. And I was with a woman, and she was asking, she literally thought it was, she is an empath. She also saw things, but she literally thought that it was someone else that communicates with her at the jail all the time. And it was a total different person. And she was also in the Army, Kandi. But I didn't even know I said a name. Valorie said I did. The girl just lost it. I know that she left my presence with the absolute, oh my God, that makes sense. And Valorie was there. But it was Valerie that had to tell me that while I was sitting there talking, that I gave information that I'm not conscious of. I hope that makes sense. You know, when
Makes perfect sense.
you're repeating stuff, or I had another reading where I said kind of like, because she was into acting, and I go, I feel like it would be like Meryl Streep. I have never said that woman's name before. She's fine. One of the things that I take as Meryl Streep is doing very dramatic roles and stuff. And she said that that is the exact name, exact actress that her mother and grandparents talked about when they spoke about her work. So I don't even know it. And that's why I love post updates, guys. When you take that moment, you're not interfering my day. Those just pick me up, because I need those pickups too. So I think that we can go ahead and bring Colette on. And I hope she's ready. Let's see what we can do for you.
Sorry, it took me a minute.
You did. Well, I just brought you up, so we didn't
Oh,
even know you were back there.
That was perfect timing then.
Colette, are you new or are you a forever friend?
Forever. You did a reading for me 8 years ago.
I've been doing it for 10.
Yes, honey, and you were super amazing, and you always stuck with me. I had just had my son, and I wasn't sure what to do about my job. I was in a real crossroads. And but you really caught me off guard, because when I walked into your door, my whole body lit up like I was full of electricity. And I've only been that way with a few people, and my ears were on fire, and I've never had that happen before.
Now,
And
when you stepped through the door, Colette, that must mean that it must have been one of my events. Could you?
It was one of my girlfriends. One of my girlfriends dragged me to Baytown.
Okay,
like, hey, you're coming to this. And I was like, okay. And I made my husband go with me. He was a non-believer, and you immediately called him out. And I thought that was hilarious.
I love it.
But then you called me out, and I wasn't expecting it, because the first word out of your mouth was girl, you are an empath. And I was like, what? I didn't even know what that was. But the whole time my ears were on fire, and it was like all this pressure on me. And but that explained so much. After meeting you telling me that explained so much about
once you start to look at things. Yes, and I bet you it's been opening up and enhancing those qualities, right?
Yes. Well, stuff was going on already, but I didn't know the why. And I mean, I've always been able to, like, for example, when people are fixing to die, they'll come to me in a dream and go, okay, you need to know this, and this before I go.
You want to know why?
And I'm like, okay.
That's because our maker, one of the best things that I've seen in every reading that I've done, our bodies and our souls are two different entities. I wish I could prove that when we go on when we're taking and we're on a dream, we're literally taking a break from our damn bodies. But meanwhile, every single one of them is never there. They've always given me the vision of them being above their body, and their loved ones are surrounding them with the body still talking or moving. People that work in the health industry will also share ironic conversations that they will overhear such patients or direction. So there is this where they're removed. Not one is in that body when they die, and that the only thing that's feeling pain is the body.
Right.
So that's a little comforting. I know that's comforting for me. I would think that that's comforting. We had a gentleman on our show. I believe he was laying down. He was a non-believer. His son was in a horrific accident, and if I remember correctly, he literally was trapped to where, like that scenario that if he didn't get there in time to say goodbye, that if they removed it, he would be gone. And his son gave complete accuracy. I take no credit in the fact of saying I saw it because I wasn't there, but to be able, and I'll have to bring it up as a, because it's on YouTube, for him to know that how many ambulances that were there, literally who was in front of him and how many people was touching his body. And if I remember correctly, also the last things that his own father said, and all of this, including the traffic light. If I was correct, the traffic light was very important in this scenario. All of these were because he was out of that body already. And that anyone that loves another and have gone through horrific wonders of what happened to their family. Most of my readings start right off at the back saying they're okay, or they're not in pain, or they can walk. You've been there. So I'm so happy you came. You must have been at the Bearskin Studio.
I was.
Yes, I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it.
I laughed so much. That was such a great, because 90% of it, I've been to 2 of them. The second one I had to leave because it was so, there's death and then there's death. And that was like a lot of death.
I have a tendency of bringing that around wherever we go. Yeah.
The first one was so lighthearted. Everybody there, their loved ones were coming through, were just so funny, and just I enjoyed it so much. But the second one was really, really hard on me, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't take the pressure of this. It was just too many, because it was like in droves. It wasn't just like,
you're an empath, so you were experiencing their emotions, and not just the emotions of the sitters. You also will tap into spirit emotions. And the more that I read and learn, because I didn't have nobody teach me this, and I thank God that as I'm going through, I can bring back my experiences and listen to yours and be able to, because I'm a scientist, and come down with the scenario. And along with my boys, because they're two highly much more in tune than myself, and me being able to help them. But with that, being in the Army, not being able to get away under all those conditions, they're extremely stressed out being empaths. Teaching them, the first step is when you're feeling, Colette, I need to tell you this too, because your grandmother is stepping forward to speak to you. Do you understand her?
What do you mean?
Your grandma's spirit is talking to me for you. Do you get that?
Well, one of them sends me cardinals.
Well, she's the one that you said that you just needed confirmation. So she's using me since you can't hear.
That explains why my ear was ringing, because right before you logged in, my left ear was ringing very loudly.
You feel, I hear, I get it all. It's not, I don't like to call it a gift, guys. It's not really. But let me teach you what I teach my sons and what I do for myself. And please remember that I've been doing this and I still got to, oh my God, I forgot to put my bubble up. If you see.
I do that. I forget to do that.
My sons, especially since they are extremely impacted on empathy and also being an empath, could you imagine every one of those comrades, or they also have impact, and most likely they're on land that has gone through battles and sadness or whatever, including committing suicide.
Yes.
The hazing is absolutely disgusting. As a mother, I wish I could just tell every parent out there what their kids are having to go through. It's sickening. And I hear it from the first hand, and my kids get that too. But first thing you got to do is put the bubble up. first thing you got to do is recognize the people that are around you. Because if you stop, listen, it's kind of like a fire. Stop, listen. And, hey, that was different. I'm not used to that. Put your bubble up, and at least you can deal with your own emotions and push back the ones that you didn't realize was projecting.
It took me a while to figure that one out after I had met you, and I started doing a little bit research, and I realized, oh my goodness, okay, well, X, Y, and Z was your problem this whole time. Let's do A, B, and C, clean this mess up, and you're going to be okay.
And one thing might not work. Go to the next one, Coletta, because it please know that all of these are just suggestions on how to work on it. If you find your own way that no one else has ever said, please follow it.
See, and this is why I love you.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that. And I'm glad to hear that what I'm getting is that sounds like your husband is not completely a skeptic now.
No, he
takes certain people to listen to, right?
Well, it helped because used to he would just look at me like I had two heads, but when I say something out of the blue, he doesn't question it anymore. And so I was like, I'll get up in the morning and go, I had this dream, da 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 da, and he'll be like, well, your dreams have never led you wrong, so I believe it. Let's go. So he rolls with it now.
That's beautiful that you have that openness. And in fact, he didn't just discredit you. He also indicated that there's plausible evidence there, and he heard what you said. You are lucky.
Well,
that's hard to find.
Too many weird things have happened over the years with me for him to not believe. And if he didn't believe, then he would be a fool. I love my husband, but he would
everywhere. Trust me, he's got his own ability. Every single human being, it's part of us. And that, why was I drawn to go over here or not get that? That's part of divine.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Just some are just a little bit better than others. That doesn't make you don't give up. You know what I mean? Just don't give up, because you're going to develop your own beautiful communication and team cheerleader out there. Because you know, it really is. And that's why I was saying, since you have learned, Colette, I'm sure that you have recognized that some things are being enhanced more, because once you you recognize and the spirit world knows that, okay, you're paying attention and I'm not just throwing shit at nobody. Things start to flood in, and they will find a way to communicate with you on the best way that you're going to notice.
Well, I'm a visual person, so that's probably where it stands for me.
That's why you get the red cardinal. And the reason why you get red is because it reminds you of how mad you used to get at her when she would tell you what to do. That's exactly what she just
Okay, you're definitely talking to my grandmother, because
I would never lie.
I miss her. I really miss her.
She said there, she goes, she's always with you. And she said, are you deciding on or looking in your surroundings on planting something? It's almost like I see it about planting some like vegetation.
Actually, we're fixing to chop down. I have this really big beef with chopping down trees. I don't like doing it, and I feel like if you're going to do it, you need to replace them.
Yes, that's what I see, exactly what you're doing. So, and you're going to move it. It almost feels like the center tree that needs to be, removed. You're putting it off to the right. You're going to put the new one. You're thinking about putting it off to the right.
Yeah, I am.
She likes that.
Oh, good. I love it.
Okay.
Because she loved her yard.
I love what I get to do. Coletta, I am going to be in Galveston October 5th. October 4th, I'm going to be at the Witches Oh my goodness, I'll have to put it up there. You see, I don't lie. I don't forget names. I do forget them. I don't make it up. But it's in Houston from
Okay.
7 to 10. I'm vending there. This is the best part. It is at the embalming museum.
There is wow. Okay.
I know, right? I'm just gonna
That
have a
sounds
whole lot of
really,
time
really
there.
cool.
Yes. So, and there's another one that's coming up, but my favorite one, because they're really good people out there, array of different metaphysics and different ways of looking, including sound bath. I mean, that is
Ooh.
just, I find that to be very spiritual. And if you get in there, it's very enriching. So it is in Galveston, and I'm a vendor there. I think it's $8 to get in, guys. But it's October 5th in Galveston at the convention center.
Okay.
Love to see you. So meanwhile, thank you so much for giving us your updates. Keep
Thank
it
you
up
so much.
and work with your bubble.
Yes, ma'am.
Love you, girl. My
Love
forever
you. Thank you.
friend. We got to do that because everybody's on fire. This young lady is learning herself so much. Let's do it. There we go. There we go. Now I'm going to take a moment because I'm seeing some comments here. I see Karen's in there. I didn't even know she was there. Woo woo. Love you, girl. Sandy, there she is. I love you too. Oh, Colette, I see a picture of you in there. Katrina, hello. Chris, hello. That's my baby. Let's see here. Lynn Griffith, her and her husband have a special part in my life too. I love the skeptics, guys. There's this special thing about the guys, because they don't like to be portrayed as being gullible. I think that would be the first word that they think that we are when we learn this stuff. Everybody knows that I can't make shit up, but I also like them because I think they represent what the human male is instead of the uh, the society of what a human male is supposed to portray. I hope that is a little bit. They have this extra exterior kind of crap kind of thing. We all miss our moms and stuff, but Mr. Griffith got a message, and if I'm correct, I think it came to my show up in LaPorte. He didn't want to come, and he got back to me with an update. I shared it. It was literally this month, I think, of that he's going to the dentist like she told him to do because he's having some issues. So I love don't you just love how they know what to tell you, especially the ones that come ahead of time. And I'm sure Mandy's going to also share some of this too, because I think she's got a son. I got a guy coming up forward. Could we bring up Mandy?
You bet.
Hey,
Hello. I'll be
hey,
in line here in
Mandy.
just a second. Hey, how are
Hey,
you?
sweetheart. Mandy, is it your son that's on the other side?
No, it's my kid's father.
Oh, why do I see a boy like a son? Do you have a son that
I do have a
is
son.
his? Pardon?
I do have a son.
Okay. Could there be something that's coming up about him that you might be, that's either, actually, I feel like it's more of a concern or wonder. Is this correct, Mandy?
Well, I'm not for sure about. I'm not. I've been wanting to take him to the doctor here recently, but I'm not for sure if maybe I was just concerned. He just did a homecoming proposal for his girlfriend who hadn't spoke to him for a couple of weeks. So I was a little worried when he did that.
I just thought that's the first thing that come forward. So that means that you got him on your mind. You're a mommy that loves, and let's face it, some of the things that had to been that had to put a lot of stress on him to step forward in such a manner and had not heard from her. He probably wasn't sure what
I
he's going
had
to
to
do.
talk him into taking the risk to do it. I told him sometimes you just have to take a risk and do stuff. Even he said she doesn't like surprises, and I said, well, sometimes she might just want you to make that choice, even if he surprised her, but he didn't surprise her in front of a bunch of people or anything. So
That's
he did it at
perfect.
home. When she got home from work, he was there.
Guess what? Your husband was there during this incident. What's interesting is I'm seeing pinks and purples. So, by any chance, does that make sense to you? I know your hair looks gorgeous like that, but
Thank you.
he's sharing that with me during this moment with your son.
Her dress is supposed to be purple, but I don't know if you're seeing pink. I don't know if you're seeing pink and purple because my daughter just had a baby. That's his new best friend.
Also, wait a minute, Mandy.
Yeah.
Was the baby's middle name like a morph of dad's name?
Yeah, well, yeah, his name and my niece's name's involved in it. But
See,
yeah,
I
it's a
saw it
cute
morphed
long name.
together. Yes, I
Yes,
love
they're all
that.
together. They are all together.
Confirmation.
Yep. Her name is about 3 miles long, but it's still pretty. That's because it's got all kinds of names in there together.
Oh my God. You know what she's going to do? She's going to hate you like I hated my mom. I had a name that I couldn't write on anything because everybody knew who Katrina was. And I had the longest name to have to spell out. And you just feel
I don't know.
stupid.
She might have you beat here. Her name's Aubriana Hope Ivy Lee Carpenter.
Yeah, 100% got me beaten. I had 3 names only, and they still was hard for me. Katrina Marie Meissner, and it was so hard for me to write all of those down. I'm just saying, and I wasn't allowed to use a short name or anything like that. My mom came to the school and said her name's not Tina. It was embarrassing.
My dad did that. My dad changed what he wanted me to be named right at the last minute because he didn't want me to be called anything for short.
It's crazy.
So everybody says, "Is your name Amanda?" No, it's not Amanda. It's Mandy.
Mandy. I'm also getting some dollar signs here, baby girl. So do you have something that is supposed to, I feel like it's a long time coming. Not, girl, I wish I could tell you it's big money. It's not, but it's definitely nice for at least a month's of bills.
Oh, that would be nice. I'm trying to think though. I don't know.
It's so interesting. I feel like it's coming. It might be out of nowhere, but for somewhere, I feel like it's from a while ago. So maybe, I don't know.
Maybe
Have you
my
ever put your
parents put
name?
money.
Yeah, I was gonna say put your name in the. They got long lost money. Put your name up in there and put your parents up in there. Somehow, I feel like it's worth you doing it.
Oh, cool. I'll have to look. Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say maybe my parents have money that I haven't figured out.
I'm just seeing that dollar signs are coming your way, but I just wanted to let you know it's not
Oh, you
like
know
it's,
what? Actually, I've been interviewing for new positions at my job. Maybe, and I keep saying I'm
would
not
that
going to
be
leave my department. I was going to
would
say I
that
keep
be
saying
an
I'm not going to
increase?
leave my department unless it's like, big money, big financial increase or
I just felt like that it's a long time coming, and if it's not legal ways, I would bring it up on that you just applied. I just saw it coming, so I feel like it's just good and enough for you to be able to get a month in advance, and that is like
that's huge right now.
right there.
I was going to say that's huge right now.
I went grocery shopping and came out with lots of meats, vegetables, and fruits, and I only paid $120. I was going to everybody and go, I picked the fucking lottery. Excuse me, but that's what I said. I'm going, oh, you can't even walk in Walmart anymore and breathe. Groceries are
No.
expensive. They really
Right.
are. I got enough for the rest of the year until my sons come back and how much they eat. But I just saw that coming your way, Mandy. So I know that you got a message and also about your son, but did you want to share an update on something on one of your readings?
Well, I've had multiple readings from you. I think that probably one that sticks out most to me is we had a reading the day after the day after I got married, when we just landed in Orlando. Me and my daughter both had readings, and we also got my mom on the phone because she wasn't a believer, to speak with my father at that time.
How did it go? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
of course, amazing, but I think you even mentioned that he saw like rides, like a theme park, and we were, like I said, we were in Orlando. We were getting ready to go check in at Universal Studios.
Coexistence, the
Yes.
now. That's my favorite part of the whole, all of the
And of
reading.
course, you told me he was at my wedding the day before.
That's amazing. And he probably
Yeah.
told you to probably brought up colors or certain things that were
Oh
there
yeah, for sure.
that I'm not. And that's my
For sure.
favorite, and especially Mandy getting married. I can guarantee you missed him being there.
I
And he wants
certainly
you to
did.
know that he was. He smells really good. He steps in, it smells so good. Please forgive me that I don't remember all readings.
Oh no, yeah, I
I'm
know you
hoping
do
that we
plenty of
turned
them.
your mom a little bit. So those are,
Because
and
my mom's still in a nursing home, but she's still going for right now. I think the last time I had a reading with my dad kept telling me in previous readings that he wasn't ready for my mom yet, and then the last reading I had, you told me that he was
preparing.
trying to take the stress away from me, and since then I've had my mom on hospice, but she's still going strong right now. She's been on
Those are
hospice for a couple months though.
heaven is our maker's the only one that knows. But when he said that he was taking those away, have you felt some of that load off of your shoulders?
I did, as soon as I signed the paperwork for her to be on hospice, and I felt
Sometimes
like
you just
she
need
was.
okay.
Yeah, I felt like she was relieved, maybe, that agreed to let her go on to
Yes, yes.
hospice. Like it was okay for her to just go when she's ready to go.
It's just one of those things. And listening, I'm so glad you did. And also, you don't have to worry about, oh, am I being judged? Did I do something wrong? You heard it from your own daddy.
Right. Yeah.
Mandy, thank you so much. I appreciate you with the highest and sending you lots of love.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My forever friend. Woo, I love hearing that. I can't see. I know that there's there's some. Oh, there we go. Whoop whoop up in Galveston. That's Valorie.
There was a here I wanted to put this up for you. Colette you read her 8 years ago and told her that she was an empath and that the sky's the limit for her.
I love that. And I love that she listened to come on the show and indicate that she found answers to certain things that was going on and to enhance. Man, I love, and I know Sandy's got stuff down there of updates and things that are going on. That's the best part. And guys, the best, I think one of those things of when you got to ask another family member or someone else, or you don't remember. If you notice, I never say, hey, it's going to come up. If it doesn't come up later, it's going to be a future thing. And those do happen. They're messages. I gave a message to a young lady. She's a teen and she's on a new path, new life in a whole new state. And her grandmother just came to me in just a minute, just gave her a message and told her she loved her and she wasn't alone. And I love that she got back to me because it meant something to her at that time. And trust me, guys, I'm so scared of sending those because I don't know if that, I'm invading or, or it's too late. But I also know that when I'm told it, I can't wait and hold on to it. I got to give it to you. So hopefully the rest of you that are holding on to those messages that you had. And I have the best forever friends in the whole wide world. And it's true. They go to Ireland, they go to England, they go to Kenya. I've been to Australia, all done with forever friends everywhere, including the United States. So, and I'm going to work it out. So let's bring our next one. Because Kandi, I know that you're going to be giving us some updates and also some new stuff. Hi, honey.
Hey,
Good.
I miss you guys so much.
Well,
I see
you
that
did
you're
good.
having a fun time this weekend. That's awesome.
I'm trying to make the best out of everything. Next weekend and the new year, I'm not the new year, but October, everybody knows that it's busy during those seasons. I'm going to be
Yes.
seeing people, turning 55.
Girl, you're young. I'll be 51.
I like to say it because I don't take any medications. I was all happy about that and stuff, and I just do cannabis. I'm very gung ho on natural medicine, and I don't hold it back. But I'm very, very lucky. I have lupus, and I get sick every once in a while, but not where it could be. I'm very lucky, and being in the woods where there's nobody else, there's even more
Nature's healing. So's the trees, everything. It's healing.
I've always been a city girl, 100% city girl. I was born in the city, moved to another. And we're not talking just any cities. We're talking about New York, Chicago, Houston,
Wow.
major cities.
Yeah.
Major cities. And I went 5 years ago, and 2 days, I went kicking and screaming, but it feels good. And I'm glad.
It's amazing.
It looks good on you too.
Thank you.
You're looking good.
I'm doing good, except for tonight I got cross-contaminated. I'm on a Benadryl, but it's all good. But we're doing really good, Kevin and I. He's been busy, working. He's here.
Hi, Kevin.
He's watching football. Hold on one sec.
Guys, he wouldn't have been able to watch football or be on this planet if he didn't.
That's
listen
right.
To
If you weren't around, he wouldn't be here.
That's a true statement.
And the family too. I know that they were the ones that give you the message, but I know.
That's what I'm saying. If he didn't listen to his message, he would not be watching football right now.
That's right.
What are y'all talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about you because I love the guys that we change, but it's true. You got a message that saved you. That seemed like Griffith and some others. I love that they listen to it because you're doing good, hon.
Yeah. I worry about him sometimes because of his blood pressure and stuff, but
is it your dad that just crossed over?
Yeah, my dad crossed over a couple months ago.
Yeah, in June.
I got a message for you, okay? Now, I take him as not a man that is sappy. Can you confirm that? He's not a sappy kind of guy.
Not sappy at all.
Nope. And he's the type that is like just a few words ends the sentence for you to understand. Can you please confirm that too?
Yes.
He's giving you a hug, and he literally kissed you on the side of your cheek and wants you to know how much he loves you, appreciates you, and that he made mistakes and that you deserve those sorries. Can you understand that?
I do.
Then he smacks you on the ass and says, go on and do your business.
I understand that too.
Yes, I love what I get to
That
do.
tingle.
It's very special. So
Yeah.
please know that we learned our ways. Not everybody does, but that just shows that I think that that's also a proof of coexistence when we can learn and
You there?
share. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to use the right word because
Mhm.
coexistence just isn't knowing what's going on. They're still experiencing. You just confirmed who he was, and he just shared how he has changed. That's learning. That's uh, re, evolving. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Evolving?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good word.
It's not the end. And
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think that's so important, other than knowing what's going on, but to also know that your personality can make amends or literally say he's sorry because,
Yeah.
those don't happen.
Well, I mean, his mind was going. It's not his fault, you know.
Right. But I mean, his character as he was growing up and how he raised his sons,
Yeah.
of brush it off and men don't cry kind of thing. That's what I get from this guy. And
Oh yeah.
to come through and show emotion and
Mhm.
a physical touch. I think that's so
Beautiful.
important. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And before I could have said that first, you'd be like, nope, that's not my dad. Oh, he's changed. I like to start out with what you used to know, what you recognize, and then share the change.
Yeah.
And then Kindle, is there anything from Kindle too?
Kindle is going on a slow pace, which is what she needs to be doing, and not to worry about her.
No, Kindle, Kevin's twin brother that's up there.
Oh, I thought I want to say your daughter. Okay. So,
Oh, Ash is doing beautiful.
yes, she's going at a slower pace and everything, and you don't have nothing to worry about her. So, sorry that I got a feeling that was your next
Yeah.
question.
No, that's beautiful.
All
Also, my dad passed also, and I wanted to tell Dad Dale too that I'm sorry I was so cranky about my space. I'm sure he knows about that. So
There's no reason for you to say sorry.
yeah,
He was in yours.
yes.
That's what he said. He was in yours. So
I know, but it was supposed to be ours, and I was cranky about it.
it's okay. We all need our moments, and he understands. Also, making an invisible line. It's very interesting that he made an invisible line. So I'm not quite sure if you had that or direction, but
My room was my invisible line.
and he's put his little finger over it. So he's being funny. All things are wiped away, and he's doing just fine. And his favorite spot is the fishing hole where he could never catch fish. I hope that makes some sense.
I'm sure it does with Kev. Tell him I'm sorry. I thought that he was blowing bubbles and he was drowning.
I got no comment on that. I got nothing to say.
Yeah, I thought he was blowing bubbles and he was drowning.
Was there a stick administered or
No, it was we took him swimming and I guess he lost his footing and I didn't realize and I thought he was blowing bubbles and Kevin's like, grab him, he's drowning.
that's a part. Somehow I saw that when I saw a stick, I'm thinking murky water. I'm feeling more on the lines of lake or river.
Oh, they probably they had a pond that they had on the property and stuff like that. They went fishing and stuff.
But he never caught nothing, so he's having fun there.
Dad and I and Kendall and Kev, we went we went to a it was a lake. It was a little lake that, or a creek that I used to kayak in, but we took him and we would go for the squirrels, birds, and ducks. And he didn't get to go fishing, but we did get to enjoy watching all that. And
He likes that a lot. He likes that a lot. And don't be surprised that you hear something on the roof of your
RV.
yeah, it's almost like he's up there, sometimes. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, it probably because Bailey's constantly staring in a space, and I'm like, "What do you see? What do you see?"
That's interesting. It's like he's on there moon bathing. I know that's so weird.
Oh no, it's gorgeous here. Wait till you come here. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I got that same view. I can't wait. I can't do as much.
I know you're
traveling.
busy. I'm about to start traveling too. We're about to start traveling too. We got a bunch of things going on. My dad just passed. I know Dad Dale passed too. And eventually we'll have a celebration of life for him. But my dad Jim just passed. He was 90, and he used to climb mountains and stuff just a couple of years ago. But I miss him greatly too, and I just want him
He said
to.
all he needs is fireworks.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah, off the mountain. I bet you that was amazing.
So you don't have to do nothing special, just fireworks. He said, just a big bang. Look at him in the sky.
And tell him thank you for the dream the other night. I mean, dozens and dozens of butterflies came to me in my dream, and I know it was Dad Jim. So I know he came to visit. And
I'm sorry for busting your bubble, but your dad wasn't the one that sent the butterflies.
Who sent me butterflies?
Sister. It's his sister, his aunt, your aunt.
Oh, my aunt? Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm supposed to inform you that, and that's just so that you just settle down and relax and know that you don't need to do all of it by yourself. So stop trying to think you got to do everything by yourself, Sandy. That was what the message was. Butterflies can go a far way. They go 1,000, 1,200 miles to migrate, and they go at their own little pace. So stop thinking that you need to go. If they can do it with their little wings, you can do it with yours. So that's what she was letting you know, that she too is watching. So I love that you didn't even think of her. But
no, I'm sorry. My Aunt Judy. Yeah, sorry
at all. And she likes to play things that have like dice in them. So games that you roll dice with.
Oh yeah, we've got a bunch of games we're going to be playing pretty soon. Guarantee you that.
Don't you love that? I love it, and she's there too. So you've got a family that is there for you, and I want to say how much I love you, Sandy. And
I love you too, Katrina.
My forever friend.
My forever friend too. Love you too, Kandi.
Have a good one.
I love that. Look, I love how family just comes out and shares good things, especially she's got a lot of them on the other side of her. We on fire. We on fire. So the best part here is look at how a spirit, a soul has learned different character, change their character, their change of ways, and that happens a lot. I love it. I love it. Kandi, what do you got?
What do I got?
Yeah, what did you get out of that? It's some awesome people.
Yeah, I love when people can come back and say, yeah, this, and it just that it blows my mind. From the first day that I met you, you never cease to amaze me.
Thank you.
So I just, I'm blown away. I truly am.
Thank you. I was put through the test last night when I did the reading, and the woman gave me all information. I mean, so much information. I'm so glad that I'm not a person that would take advantage of that. That's the only part. But Spirit brought in things that collaborated with that and with details, and it was scary. I was like, oh, there's not much there for me to put in, but it just was. It was more about hands-on and textures and being there with them. So I've done it in all ways: mad, sad, sick. If Spirit comes through. I've tried psychedelics. I've tried all kinds of different drugs. Yes, I have been doing them on the right way. But my key is when I say that I'm a scientist, I'm really trying to find the root. Same reason why I went to Chicago to have my brain examined. It was amazing and so liberating to know that there's something there that doesn't match the norm. That's all that we need, is that it doesn't match the norm, and all of us can spark it. We can
Absolutely.
spark it. So basically, we're still going to be coming up more and more. I don't do a lot of advertisement, but I believe that the people that need to be here will. Thank you, Valorie. Thank you, Kandi. You guys are always out there helping me, especially when you got your own lives. Our Tiffany, girl, she's got to make her money. She's a mama of 5, and we love to have her when she can. Kandi, you surprised me coming in. I'm so happy to see you.
You mean Karyn?
No, Kandi, you came in. I was surprised to see you come into the backstage. I wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure either. We were having an issue with the internet, trying to get everything back up, and my computer wasn't reading the internet, and then the internet wouldn't talk. I don't know, but we finally got it.
I get that all the time. I get it all the time. So basically, guys, thank you so much for being such great people for us. Thank you very much for tuning in. And my team of tribe dedicating their moments to help us. So I'm going to do the show's closing. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Oh, let me get my phone. I'm going to have to cheat here for a second. Okay, let me look. I'm going to be in Louisiana in New Orleans on the 23rd to the 26th with some high school friends. That's going to be so fun. And then my birthday's on the 3rd. So if you want to just send over some love, I would love that. And the Galveston is going on the 5th. Ghost Coast Festival is going on in Galveston, October 11th and 12th. And I'm doing the Witch's Brew. Remember, I wasn't sure what it was called, but the Witch's Brew is also at the National Museum Funeral History. I am so excited to go in that. I just wanted to be a vendor just to get into the museum. It's going to be so cool. And then after that, we're going to come back on the 26th of September to do the show. And Valerie's going to help. But what was it? I wanted to show, just a minute. Trick or treating. I'm going to be on Paranormal Soup for the 10th year on the 27th of October too. So I'm hoping that everybody will be able to either come on out. And there's one thing that I wouldn't have this without Kandi, but if you guys want to scan this, we're going to put it up for a second. That has all of our information. I know you can take your phone and click on it, or it'll bring you to my personal information. You can donate if you'd like. If you want to say thank you, want to do a testimonial, my emails, everything are in there. My website, and Facebook doesn't let me do any type of bookings anymore. I'm very humble and I don't have a lot of money, so I do things on the old school. Contact me at foreverfriendsbykatrina@gmail.com. I will give you my cell number because first I want to make sure that you're not a weirdo. But you get it. And I'm still doing readings, guys. This is how I pay my bills. I need you. I need you. I need ya. So help me keep that going. And if you know of anyone that can use my services, I will hope that you think of me because I promise to take good care of them. So in closing, I'm going to do the video of the show closing, and we want to say thank you so much, and we love you. See you later, guys. Forever friends. Enjoy the spooky season and see you back on September 26th. Bye.